This football club. This fucking football club. How have we not won that football match? I don't understand. Bottle jobs. Every single one of them. In that front line tonight. Son Heung-min. Sorry. Dominic Solanke. Brennan Johnson. Oh, but he scored a couple of goals against Southampton, Henry. He scored against Ipswich, Henry. Yeah. And when it comes down to the big games, he does what? What does he do? What does he do? £60 million on Dominic Solanke. £60 million on Dominic Solanke. £50 million on Brennan Johnson. Dominic Solanke has got 11 goals in 35 games. Oh. Make sure you go down, drop a like on the video. Apologies if I sound a bit rough. I actually have the flu. Drop a like. Make sure you do hit this subscribe button. We are under 100 subs from the big 50K. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I feel like absolute dross, and I've just had to watch that dross. How we've not won that game. No, I don't get it. You know, and now you've got to look at it. I'll be honest, Tottenham are out. I'll be honest. I don't see this team going to the most hostile atmosphere in Germany under the lights winning. This isn't the team that won in a hostile atmosphere in Ajax with Kane, with Prime Son, you know, with Hugo Lloris, with proper players. I look round tonight, Son is absolutely washed. This guy does not have the mentality anymore. Dominic Solanke, so wasteful in front of goal. And if anyone tells me Brennan Johnson is a class footballer again, then you've absolutely lost the plot. You've absolutely lost the plot. Why is our best right back not starting today? Oh, but Pedro Porro. Pedro Porro scored against Frankfurt, Henry. So what? So what? Have you noticed every single time he comes up against a tricky winger, Pedro Porro, he gets fucking skinned. Skinned. We've got to play Wolves on Sunday. Mark my words, we're losing to them. Mark my words, we will lose to Wolves. Pin it now. Pin it now. What time is it? It's 10 past 10 at night. Pin it now. We will lose to Wolves. And they'll be 2 points behind us. And then we'll go and lose to Frankfurt. I would say, 3 players that can come off this pitch tonight with their head held high. Romero, I thought was brilliant. I thought Bentancur was probably man of the match. I thought Bergvall was good. The front line stunk. Vicario didn't really have to do too much. And Van der Ven and your doggy were decent. But Jesus Christ, that front line absolutely stinks. Stinks. And when you got a lethal striker like, what is it, Hugo Ekitike, the guy's a joke. That finish from him was absolutely stupidly good. Stupidly good. But we just don't have the minerals. It's as simple as that. Like I said, how we lose that game tonight, I don't know. I talk about this all the time. First 15 minutes of the first half, first 15 minutes of the second half. So important for us, for any football team, for the way they play. You start as you mean to go on. The defending from Pedro Porro is absolutely disastrous. Maddison gives the ball away, and Hugo Ekitike with an absolutely ridiculous finish. You know, not a huge amount of power, but the placement, the accuracy, the precision on the strike is stupid. It is stupidly good. I'm not going to lie to you guys. That was a really, really good goal. You know, you can't take anything away from the strike, but how easy is it for him to cut in? You know, and then you can't concede 6 minutes in, the biggest game of the season. You know, that down the road just scored 3 goals against Real Madrid, the Real Madrid, and we can't beat Frankfurt. This, honestly, this manager, like, Spence should have started tonight for me. Spence should have started. Tell should have started for me. You can't play Son and Brennan Johnson in the same side. It does not work. They're both absolutely, they both stink. You know, you got Richarlison, who at the moment I think would be a bigger goal threat than Solanke. I'm not going to lie to you guys. You've got Wilson Odebear on the bench, you know, who could come on and do something, and you've got Tell on the bench. Why are you starting Brennan Johnson and Son? I thought this was a game as well. Maybe towards the 70th minute, we could have brought on someone like Archie Gray. Bentancur was unbelievable tonight. You know, breaks up so much play, won every single header. That's the best performance I've seen from Bentancur, I would probably say, in about 18 months. But that front three, that fucking front three, Brennan Johnson, I don't care what anyone says. If anyone rates Brennan Johnson, I would love to know why. This guy absolutely stinks. But like I said, he scored a couple of goals against Southampton. He scored a couple of goals against Ipswich. So what? He scored against Man City. These are the crunch games where players become big. Players are big game players. Bergvall tonight was very good, but an 18-year-old he's already delivered in a big game this season for us. Massive game against Liverpool. He scored the first goal in the cup. What's that front line doing? What is that front line doing? I thought Maddison was good. Of course, he got the assist for the goal. You know, lovely bit of play down that left-hand side, pass it into Porro, and the finish from Porro is absolutely ridiculous. It is ridiculous, that finish. But I'm sorry, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. I think we've got huge, huge problems. Huge problems. Excuse me. I look at that Frankfurt game, the away trip. I don't fancy that one bit. I do not fancy that one bit. Frankfurt are having their best season in a long, long time. They're third in the Bundesliga by a couple of points. Their home record this season is pretty good. You know, their last 5 home games, they've beaten Stuttgart. They beat Ajax 4-1. Fair enough, they lost to Bayer Leverkusen and Bayern Munich and Union Berlin. But other than that, they've pretty much been really, really good from home this season. In the Europa League, I don't think they've lost a home match yet. You know, under the lights, I don't trust any of these players when it comes down to pressured moments, because none of these players or this manager have shown me anything to trust. When it comes down to these big occasions, we just fall apart. We've been like that for such a long time. It's a joke. I'm just fed up, man. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I am fed up. You know, we're sitting here right now. That was our chance tonight. We had to win that game. We had to. I had it cleared off the line by Van der Ven, put a decent header in, cleared off the line. Bentancur headed it straight at the goalkeeper. Son had a shot, decent save. Other than that shot, he did nothing. Brennan Johnson did nothing all game. Solanke got down the byline, takes too long to put the ball in, wasteful. We've still got to start having conversations about Solanke. The guy hasn't scored in about 9 games. I don't know what to say to you guys. I'm not going to lie. I think we're out. I don't think these players have got the cojones to go to Germany and win. I just don't see that. And if we do lose against Frankfurt, that's pretty much our season over and done with. You look at the games we've got coming up. You tell me, out of these next 5 games or 6 games, who Tottenham are going to beat. Because I said this recently. Other than the Southampton game, which I was right so far. Like, I've been right all season. We won't beat Frankfurt. We won't beat Wolves. We won't beat Forest. We won't beat Liverpool. And by then, Wolves will probably be above us in the Premier League and we'll be probably sitting 17th. And the excuse for this manager is going to be what then? You know, Man United got a draw late against Lyon. Apparently, Onana made an absolute howler. But they've gone away to Lyon, which they're a good side. They're 5th in Ligue 1. You know, they're trying to compete for Champions League positions. They're only 1 point off of the top 4. And they've got a draw. We're playing at home. And if it wasn't for an absolute howler by Onana, they would have won that game. When you look at us, You look at what we're doing. You know, you look at our recent form. Beat Southampton, great. Lost to Chelsea. Lost to Fulham. Beat Alkmaar, great. Draw to Bournemouth. Lost to Alkmaar. Lost to City. Lost to Villa. Lost to Liverpool. Like, I don't know what to say to you guys. I think we're out. I'm not going to lie. People will say it's a draw. People will say I'm overreacting. You watch next week. When it comes down to that situation, we will fall apart like we always do. Drop a like. Hit that subscribe button. I am out.